Independent Senator Lydia Thorpe has criticised Senator Dorinda Cox's move from the Greens to Labor, warning it won't deliver meaningful change for First Nations people. While concerns grow over the NT Police's handling of Warlpiri man Kumanjai White's death in custody, meanwhile the top end's first women-only trauma-focused boxing program, Knockout Violence, is empowering survivors of domestic violence through culturally safe sport, helping Aboriginal women reclaim strength and autonomy. More on that later. Kaya, this is the National Indigenous Times Daily News Bulletin for Wednesday the 4th of June. Independent Senator Lydia Thorpe has criticised Senator Dorinda Cox's decision to leave the Greens and join the Labor Party, warning that Labor backbenchers lack the power to create meaningful change. Senator Cox, a Yamaji Noongar woman and the Greens' former Indigenous Affairs spokesperson, said her move was driven by a belief that she could be more effective within the government. But Thorpe herself, a former Greens senator, rejected this reasoning, calling it a hopeless ambition and warning that Labor continues to fail our people. Senator Thorpe, a Gunai Gunditjmara and Djab Wurrung woman, said Cox would now be required to vote along party lines, even when it clashes with her conscience or community. She also cautioned that adding another First Nations face to Labor did not equate to progress. While the Greens no longer have a First Nations senator, new leader Larissa Waters reaffirmed the party's commitment to truth-telling, treaty and justice. Meanwhile, Senator Fatima Payman, who also left Labor over Palestine, questioned whether the ALP was truly ready to embrace diverse voices like Cox's. NT Chief Minister Leah Finocchiaro has rejected calls for an independent investigation into the death in custody of Warlpiri man Kumanjai White, calling Minister Malarndirri McCarthy's comments uneducated. Mr. White, who was under state guardianship, died after being restrained by plainclothed officers. Finocchiaro insists the NT Police should investigate themselves despite long-standing concerns from advocates over bias in internal probes. The Yindamu community and White's family say they do not trust the police and are demanding the release of CCTV footage. Senator Lydia Thorpe has urged Minister McCarthy to stand firm on her call for an independent inquiry, saying the police response has been disrespectful and predictable. The top end's first women's-only trauma-focused boxing program, Knockout Violence, is helping victim survivors of domestic violence reclaim their strength through sport. Launched by Charles Darwin University social work lecturer Ellen Thomas, the program blends trauma-informed care with boxing to create a culturally safe space for women to heal, reconnect with their bodies, and rebuild autonomy. Since December, the program has supported 133 women and girls, including 30 Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander participants across 23 events. With Aboriginal women in the NT facing rates of domestic violence 18 times higher than non-Indigenous women, the program offers an alternative path to healing. Volunteer Kylie Byrne, a Darwin-based Indigenous woman, says the program helps women confront trauma in a supported environment. Knockout Violence will soon expand into NT schools, bringing its empowering message to young First Nations students. The 2025 Black, Bold and Beautiful Luncheon will return on Monday 9th of June at the Brisbane Convention and Exhibition Centre, after being postponed due to Cyclone Alfred. This year's theme, Past, Present and Future, will spotlight Indigenous women's achievements and resilience with keynote speaker Professor Sandra Creamer AM. A Wanyi Kalkadoo woman and CEO of Australian Women's Health Alliance will lead the event. Hosted by journalist Karina Hogan, the luncheon features a stellar lineup of speakers, a fashion show by leading Indigenous designers, live music by Sugarcane Mamas, and an expo of Indigenous women-led businesses. Founded by Auntie Sandra King, OAM, in 2009, the event continues to be a national platform to celebrate, connect and empower women. Ticket sales close at midnight on Tuesday the 3rd of June. Developed by the University of Notre Dame, Australia, the AI-powered tele-eye scan helps detect undiagnosed conditions like glaucoma and diabetic retinopathy with 95% accuracy. The trial found half of the 60 participants had previously undetected issues, with 10 requiring urgent treatment to avoid blindness. The initiative, coordinated by Fish and TeleMed-C Australia, also trained local Aboriginal health workers to operate the device, ensuring ongoing community-led use of the technology. The First Nations tournament, showcasing Australia's best under-23 Indigenous netballers, returns this August to Bunurong Country after a successful pilot in 2024. The annual event features state and territory teams competing for pride and acts as a key pathway for players, coaches and umpires supporting Indigenous representation at elite levels. Netball Australia emphasises the tournament as a space where culture and sport thrive together, celebrating connection, identity and opportunity for young First Nations athletes. During Reconciliation Week, the National Basketball League reaffirmed its commitment to closing the gap between Indigenous and non-Indigenous communities through its Innovate Reconciliation Action Plan. The league hosted a reflection session featuring elders Auntie Eva Jo Edwards and Uncle Ricky Baldwin, who shared powerful stories about the ongoing challenges faced by Indigenous Australians, including underrepresentation in basketball. Uncle Baldwin presented the NBL with symbolic gifts to highlight the theme Bridging Now to Next, emphasising the journey toward reconciliation. While acknowledging progress, the NBL recognises there is more work to be done to increase Indigenous participation and representation. The League remains dedicated to fostering respect, cultural understanding and opportunities for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples across its operations. That's today's Daily News Roundup from the National Indigenous Times. For more news, head to nit.com.au and sign up to our free newsletter today.